Um, Wanted to know the future of Tableau as a skill in terms of jobs in the data industry. Considering all the recent changes in Salesforce, this is a very interesting question. Again, I'm not a spokesperson for Tableau. I'm not a spokesperson for Salesforce. I am aware of the things that are happening in many of the, the big tech companies, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. However, I think in terms of skill, the way I see it is when we're working with these tools, what we're taking away is more than just the tool. So I would go back to Manuela's question. Manuela's question was, well, how about designing? When we work with Tableau, your skills, the skills that you develop, the knowledge that you develop is not just about Tableau. When I learn about what's a good visual, what's an effective visual, when I learn about communicating my presentations and my data, that is a transferable and a very marketable and a very important skill. So even if you decide to move away from Tableau, or maybe your new organization is not working with Tableau, they're working with Power BI, they're working with the next big tool. I think all of these things that you've learned, being able to communicate with stakeholders, being able to identify, clarify the requirements, being able to deliver something that they require. I think those are the skills that we're all going to learn, regardless of the tool that we use. I think that I view it the same way with programming. If I learn one programming language, what it gives me is a baseline. It gives me a foundation. Once I learn what an if else statement is, I can go to the brand new language. And if they have logic that is also if else statement, I can take that knowledge. I'm not, so it means that you're not starting from scratch. Again, I think this one, the future of Tableaus in terms of skill, what I would probably suggest is when you are going for an interview, and let's say it's an interview for another tool, but you have used Tableau, what you could do is you could highlight first that you've learned the tool, how you've learned the tool, because you're going to take those skills when you go to the interview and now you have to work with another product XYZ. You probably will need to learn that tool. And a lot of times you're also going to need to learn the business and work with their stakeholders. So I think that's probably the what I would say. So in terms of putting context into your skills, it's very easy to bucket, I know Tableau. But in all honesty, all of us will learn way more than just Tableau. If you are working, let's say, in healthcare, now you know healthcare analytics. You know all of maybe the restrictions, the constraints. That's a very it's a very valuable skill. If you work in the finance industry, in the banking industry, not everybody knows that skill. So I think in here we really need to emphasize everything else that we know too. Is you're stacking your skill, you basically become a domain expert. You're creating your own niche. And there will be places elsewhere where that skill, that combination of skills is much needed. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it.